everyone, it's Mimi DeLongpre and welcome back to another video. But before we get into this, I do want to apologize for not uploading last week. My camera was being stupid and it would not sync to my computer, so I did not have a monitor. Then I realized the issue and it's now all fixed up, which means I get to record again, which is how you're seeing me. So today we are going to be reviewing the Box of Crayons eyeshadow palette from the Crayon Case. I've heard so much about this palette. I've heard that it's really pigmented, that it's really clever, and that overall the brand is just really nice. Now so far all I've done is do my base, but I did buy two beauty blenders from Crayon Case. And I mean, first off, they are huge. Don't mind my foundation on the blender, but they are huge compared to my face, like hello. And they distribute product really, really nicely. It's really dense. It's not one of those blenders that feel like they're gonna, break apart and disintegrate the moment you wash them. These beauty blenders, I got two. They let you have two for the one price of $5. So if you love beauty blenders, if you want a big beauty blender to just get everything on your face nice and quick, use the Crayon Case beauty blenders. Link in the description below. So let's get right into the review with the Box of Crayons eyeshadow palette. She is ginormous, girl. Look at this. It covers all of the frame. I can't even see you guys. Like, hi, how you doing? I have to like make her diagonal so I can be in the frame, girl. But this is the eyeshadow palette. The unicarton was the same as the actual packaging on the palette. I threw away the unicarton in the box already because I got this a long time ago and was originally going to film this on Monday when I was supposed to, edit and upload, but things changed. So this is the palette. I absolutely love the concept of this brand. The entire concept revolves around school supplies and what you need for school and things that you'll find in like a classroom. It's all very clever. There's like eraser beauty blenders. There is pencil brushes. There is an entire crayons eyeshadow palette. Like, it's so clever, it's so cool. And I mean, for the people that don't like school, I mean, this isn't school, but it's really, really cool. So without further ado, let me open her up. Here are the shades. Yes, I did dip into a few because, I was supposed to record, but I couldn't. But these are all the shades. I will say right off the bat that all of the shadows smell like paint. And I'm not saying like industrial paint, I'm saying like kids paint. It's a very nostalgic smell, a smell that I wasn't even expecting, and it took me a minute to pinpoint that smell. But being that my mother owns a daycare, I've been around this smell for about my entire life, so I caught it really quickly. So once again, here are the shades. The shade names all are just the colors, because in a regular box of crayons, all the shades are just, the color names. So blue is blue, green is green, red is red, and so on. One thing about this palette is that there is a lot of shimmers and metallics up in here. This going all the way down, so this blue, this baby blue, this purple, this gold, silver, violet, white, orange, and magenta are all shimmers, metallics, and satins. While this green, red, yellow, black, brown, pink, tan, lime green, and deep plum are all matte. I would expect the blue to be a more matte shade and not really a metallic, being that it is a prime color, but I'm really surprised that this is matte because red and yellow are both prime colors, but they're matte. And this is a metallic. So let's get right into this. I'm gonna show you guys a nice cute little look with this eyeshadow palette. Alright, so the first thing I need to do as always is prime my eyes using my LA Girl Pro Conceal. And I'm just gonna use the giant mirror in this palette and just, apply. Ooh. Okay girl, it's really hard to fit her in the frame. So if you guys are seeing like missing shadows or it's like a little off frame, please don't kill me. But this palette is huge and I can't fit it all in the frame at once. So I'm gonna go straight in with a transition shade. I have no idea what I'm doing. Alright, so I'm gonna do first is go in with tan, this one right here, and see what comes out. See how pigmented she is, you know what I'm saying. So right off the bat, not that much fallout. I'm really pleased with how little fallout there was in this, trying to fit this in the frame, girl. But really pleased with how little fallout was in this so far. Now let's see if she's pigmented on the eye. As I said earlier, I did try to film this video back on Monday and it just wasn't working. The camera was working at the time, but I feel like you have to feel inspired to film. Definitely, you have to feel inspired. And I was trying to film and I was trying to create this look with the pink, which is why it's like, you know, it looks swatched, the pink is swatched, the orange is swatched, the magenta is swatched. But that's because I was genuinely trying to do a look with those shades and it just wasn't turning out the way I expected. And so I quit for the night and I was gonna re-record that morning and then my camera stopped working. So it was being really weird, and so I figured out the issue. It was just that my computer needed a software update and I didn't realize that until Friday. So I was really upset that I couldn't record all week, and I'm sorry. And I'm gonna make it up to you guys, I swear. Fun fact about this palette, I did a Twitter poll on my Twitter account a couple months ago, at Mimi's Alone Prairie Official, of course, and you guys had to vote between 4 popular palettes at the moment. It was the Fenty Beauty Moroccan Spice palette, which had just launched, the Life's a Drag palette by Manny MUA, the Norvina palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and this palette. And this palette won a lot, girl. She won 40% of the vote, and it was impressive. I was like, dang, okay, they want to see it. But then I also thought you guys mistaken, like I was gonna put an actual box of crayons on my eyes, which, like, girl, no, I'm not about to ruin my eyes. How am I even supposed to put them on? Use the wax. Melt the wax, girl. Love that for me. All right, so that is tan on the eyes. It doesn't really show up on me because I'm black, but we're now gonna go in with that little dark brown shade called Dark Brown. Well, it's just called brown, but brown. Brown in the palette has literally no fallout. Like, I am seeing no fallout. I am not having to blow it away. I am not having to do anything. It is going on the eyes very, very well. I am very pleased so far with this palette. Little fallout, high pigmentation. It's reminding me a lot of Juvia's Place, except Juvia's Place has slightly more intense colors. But so far, really impressed. I really like this so far. So I don't think I've ever done a gold eye on this channel before, so I think now is time to go and do a gold eye with the shade Gold. It's like an intense gold, girl. And I'll just keep packing it on for some reason. It's reminding me a lot of like Ghirardelli wrappers, like the chocolate Ghirardelli wrappers. Alright, so with the gold on the eyes, let's focus on the outer corner of the lid. So using the Anastasia Dual brush that comes in the palettes, which I have 2 of, which means I have 2 of the palettes, which means you're about to get 2 reviews very soon. I think with this nice little pretty moment on the inner, I don't know. I have like brown in the crease, I have a gold on the lid. I don't know why, but that lime green that's in the palette right here is kind of calling my name. So I think this is gonna be a gold and lime green moment. Let's see if this looks cute or not. Once again, little to no fallout. Let's see how she looks on the brush, very coated and pigmented. Let's see how she looks on the lid though. Nah, it's not that great. That lime green shade doesn't really, that lime green shade doesn't really cut it for me, fam. It's a no for me, dog. So let's go into a different shade. I think I'm gonna go in with purple in the palette. So I think with lime green kind of being a flop for me, I'm gonna go in with, I think, yeah, let's do violet. Let's do a violet moment, a dark purple. So let's put her on the outer corner. Let's see how she looks. Oh yeah, oh, she's pigmented. Oh, she really pigmented. Oh, this is pretty. Do y'all see that? I know I ain't crazy. This gold and purple moment is definitely giving me Lakers vibes, because that is their colors, gold, purple, and white. So this is very, very pretty. And I think with this gold and purple on the lid, I'll have to go in with a little bit of deep plum just so it makes sense in the crease. I'm gonna go in with some of that deep plum in the palette. Ooh. All right, so this is how it looks so far. This is what the upper lid looks like, and I'm not mad at it. I mean, it's a gold and purple moment, so it's definitely a bold statement. Let's move in to the lower lash line. The one negative thing I will say about this palette is that these type of shades aren't really shades that the everyday girl will use, only because these are intense and they are really more on the rainbow creative side. So if you're that type of girl that, you know, goes soft glam and does like natural glam, I wouldn't really recommend this palette because you'd only have about 2, 3, probably 4 shades that you could use every single day for like an every single day natural glam look. But for the person who is definitely much more on the bold side, who really just wants to like make a statement every day, like I'm here. So I really want to touch that blue. That blue is like a gorgeous ocean shade. Look at that blue. Hello. This blue right here. It's like so oceany and dark. There is no fallout in the pan, which is really, really, really good. I seem to like this shade. I'm not sure yet. Alright, so that's the blue on the lower lash line. I think that this is definitely a bold look. And I don't really think that I think on itself, without the purple, the gold and blue would complement each other. Without the gold, the purple and blue would kind of not really match each other, but you could make it work. So I think with all 3 elements in this look, it's not really working the way I thought it would, but it's still a pretty shade nonetheless, and I'm gonna put it on the other eye because why not? One thing I will say about blue in this palette is that it's definitely not as pigmented as it makes it seem in the palette. It seems like one of the more harder pressed shades, and it seems a little bit less pigmented than how it looks in the palette, which is kind of a disappointment, you know. All right, final step, the inner corner. So I am going to go in with white right here and put her in the inner corner since she is a shimmer metallic-y shade. Whoa, that looks intense on camera, Jesus. It's intense in person too, like whoa. Whew, oh my lord, that's a pigmented white. I was not expecting that white to be so pigmented. Whew, ooh chow, ooh chow. All right, so here is the eye look. Very, very intense shade, girl. I'm not gonna lie, very intense eyeshadow in general. So now let's get into the swatchings and then my final reviews. All right, so let's start with the shades that I put on my eyes. I'm gonna start off with this blue, which once again definitely feels more hard pressed in the pan, and definitely a little bit more on the less pigmented side, as you can see on camera. You can feel like a chunkiness in the pan as well, with like chunks of glitter, but on the finger I can barely see any of like the glitter off camera. So I think this blue was really, really underwhelming. I don't necessarily like this blue. It lied to me. I don't like liars. So this is that white shade. Sorry about that swatch, girl. She is pigmented and she is really pretty in person. Like, she is stunning in person, like wow. Now let's go into violet, which definitely feels so much smoother than her sister blue. Look at that. That is a gorgeous violet shade. Wow. Now let's go into gold, which definitely has much more of a creamy texture. I definitely like how it looked on the eyes. But out of all of these shades so far, I love that violet, girl. That violet is everything, and that gold is beautiful. If I had to pick one, I'd pick that violet because the gold is a little bit more on the yellow side. Now, let's continue. I'm running out of fingers, girl. I am running out of fingers. All right, so going in with brown, another shade that I used today. Here's one of the matte shades. Here is brown. Definitely a more warm tone shade in the palette. Definitely more warm toned. Definitely more on the redder side of the spectrum. So I'm not mad at it. It picked up on my eyes and it was really cool before I packed on that purple, but I like it. I think she's cute. Alright, so with clean fingers, once again, I'm now going to go in with tan, which is that transition shade I put on before any of the other shades. Here is tan. You can't even see her on my arm, but I know she's there. I just swatched her on to my finger. If you can see a little tint of brown or tan in my finger, she's there. She didn't really show up on my eye either, but that's okay. And the final shade that I touched today was Deep Plum. This is Deep Plum. Very, very pigmented. Very, very nice. I like it. Very, very nice. Look at that. Alright, so here comes the hard part. I'm going to do a speed round of all the other shades right now. Let's go. Orange, magenta, green, red, baby blue, silver, and now I'm going to flip over my arm, girl. Oh, my arm is tired. Yellow, purple, black, pink, and the last swatch is lime green. Now, honestly, out of all of these swatches on my arm, every single one, that's silver on the bottom, girl. Out of all of these swatches, which ones do I like the most? I like these 4 colors right here. I like how they swatched. I like that orange, and I like that magenta. And I'm interested about that green and silver. And baby blue. That's silver and baby blue. Hello. A little bit about this red. And then of course our violet and gold up here. So overall, majority of the shades I enjoy. For some of them, like that blue and that lime and even that tan and brown, I'm not that crazy about. Even though I thought the brown and tan was okay, I'm not crazy about them. So that is it, everyone. That is my review on the Box of Crayons eyeshadow palette by the Crayon Case. So overall, I do like this palette, and I encourage anyone with a creative, very kooky side who enjoys playing with a bunch of colors like these to buy this. This is only $30, so it's not as expensive as some of the other palettes in our repertoires, like the Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes, which are $42, or the Jeffree Star palettes are like $48 or $52, or the Fenty Beauty ones, which are like $60 to $70 depending. This is definitely much more on the cheaper side, and I do recommend this for anyone with a creative side. And that is it for this video, everyone. Now it's time for the outro. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you want to see more great videos like this, please hit that subscribe button down below. I post every Tuesday and Friday. And if you want to be notified about when I post on Friday, please be sure to have bell notifications so you get a notification about every single time I post. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys on the next one with hair. So if you actually want to see how I get the rest of this look besides the eyes, be sure to check out Friday's video where I test out the Jeffree Star mystery box, girl. I got this back in December, girl, and I have some things to say. So you want to see how I got this look right here, be sure to tune in Friday for Friday's video on the Jeffree Star mystery box. So for now, I love you guys, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye!